Hello, also to the next video about SOPs and processes, whereby SOPs stands for Standard Operating Procedures. So how do the processes look like we have in our department of OGX? Overall, the whole EP management process looks like this. So we have a separation between the MC and the LC, meaning the MC, the national team, and the LCs, the local chapters. Overall, the marketing activities, where it all starts with what we just learned in the customer flow, is done by the MC and by the LCs. So the national and the local teams work together to actually attract people to go abroad for exchange opportunities. Then from the national side, from the MC and the entity support team, there will be a welcome mail sent to the EPs, introducing them to ISAC and informing them about the next steps and in general, the whole process that lies ahead of them. Then from there, the LCs take over. So the local chapters, you guys take over with contacting the EPs for the first contact call, meaning you call them, you reach out to them, and you give them all information. We have a whole other video about this. Then you should end with informing them about the next steps, which are different for GTA and E, so Global Talent and Global Teacher, or for GB, Global Volunteer. For Global Talent, this will fully be run on national level. So we have the MC and the entity support team, the EST or NST national support team, taking over this and following up on them on WhatsApp. But for GB, for Global Volunteer, the volunteering opportunities, it will be up to you to follow up on them, to stay in touch and to bring them through the whole process, which I will explain to you now. So overall, the SOPs, the standard operating procedures, look like this. This can, again, as always, be found in the OGX Pearls tool. There's one tab called SOPs Consideration. There are also more tabs with the other steps of the process, but I want to focus on the consideration phase now, which is the most crucial phase to actually bring someone abroad. So here you can find all processes and all procedures. I will explain them more in detail now. So the whole process is a little bit different when it comes to Global Volunteer than Global Talent and Global Teacher. But what they all have in common is that you will send an EP booklet. So a booklet explaining the overall processes, explaining the product itself and explaining everything that is in line with ISAC. For Global Talent and Global Teacher, we have an additional booklet, which is the process support booklet, where they will also get information on how to best create their CV and so on. So you can find the different links to the different booklets here. So there's one booklet for GB, and there's one booklet for GTA, and then there's one booklet for GTE. Plus for the internships, there's a process support booklet for GTA and a process support booklet for GTE. So this is the first step when it comes to the processes that needs to be done to send the EP booklet to the EPs and tell them to read through it. The second step is the WhatsApp group. So there are two different groups, one for Global Volunteer and one for Global Talent and Global Teacher, so the internships. They have different reasons and different goals. For the GB group, the idea is to hype the EPs to go abroad, to actually show them why it's important, why it's interesting, why it's nice to go abroad, show them the value proposition, give them some experience sharings, and just connect them. Then for the internships, the idea is to improve the quality of their applications. So to skill them in how to write their CVs, what kind of opportunities to apply to, and so on. So there will always be input on, okay, these are opportunities where you can go for, because they are always changing the whole time. And then the last thing is the Google Forms. So every product requires to fill a form. For GB, it's the GB interest form, where the EP gives you information about what they are looking for, where they want to go, what they want to do, and so on. And the internship EPs, they will submit their CV, also giving more details about their background and so on. but especially also submitting their CV for a CV check. So they will receive feedback from the national team on their CV after submitting it. Overall, these are the next steps that should be included in the first contact, but this is also the start of the whole process of how to kickstart the whole customer flow. For GVEPs, as we said before, you will be the ones following up. So for GVEPs, after someone read through all the booklets, joined the WhatsApp group, and submitted their interest through the GV interest form, we will see the responses in our OGX Pulse tool. There's one tab which is called GV interest, where all names will be displayed of the EPs that filled this form, together with all responses. So what your job is now is to go there. Check it every now and then, but always you will receive an email once someone filled this form. Once you receive this email, then you will check the tool, you will check the answers they gave, you will check if they still had any questions, and so on. So that once you contact the EP now, you can contact them based on the responses you got from this tool. Please answer all questions they had, and so on. And then you contact them to support them in actually applying. So from this responses, you get what they're interested in, what they're looking for. So you go to our EP booklet that was linked before. The EP booklet has all opportunities within East Africa. Based on the interest of the EP, you go there and you send them these links from the EP booklet. Then after that, they can go to the link and just apply for this opportunity. If someone is interested in going outside of East Africa, please reach out to me so I can support you in the process of finding opportunities outside of East Africa. But as overall, the idea is always to send EPs within East Africa because it's way easier, because of no travel restrictions, it's cheaper to travel to, and so on. So this is the normal process. If someone registers there, like fills the GV interest form, you go there, you follow up, and you send them opportunities based on the interest they shared with you from the EP booklet for GV. If someone is interested outside of East Africa, you can ask me for support to provide you with opportunities. Then SOPs for GTA and GTE EPs. As we said, the MC or the entity support team, but in general the national team, is responsible to follow up on GT EPs. The only job you have in this is to contact them in the beginning, because we don't know yet if someone is interested in volunteering or internship, to be able to see if they are eligible for internships or what kind of program they want to go for. And then based on that, you decide what to forward to them, which next steps to tell them, and then they submit their CVs, and from there, the MC is taking over. Talking about next steps, so these are the final next steps you have to leave the EPs with in order to guide them through the process. So again, collecting everything, all the different links for the EP booklets, for the WhatsApp group, and for the forms the EPs have to submit. Important here is that you always update all information on XPA. XPA, we will still see what it is in the upcoming videos. That's it for the SOPs, standard operating procedures and processes. I hope you could follow, and in case of any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me.